All right, welcome back into another Friday forecast. Jeffrey Lee, Cole Pinkston, Justin Hokanson. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
How about you, Hope? How's it going?
Rolling along, week 3, already 3 games in. It always happens where you go all this time before the season, and then, we're a couple days away from being a quarter way through the season. It just jumps on me, I feel like, just like boom.
I know, it makes me sad. Don't talk about it. I like football season. I want it to stay.
Well, helps when you're halfway decent. I like it. I like that better.
What is that? I have never covered an Auburn team that was halfway decent.
That's true. It's true. You only know misery, Cole.
I still. The jury's still out. We're not sure.
What's the most wins Auburn has had in the season since you've been covering?
Probably
was it 7?
The first year of Harsin, I think, was 6 and
6.
6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a winning season, Cole.
I've seen one, just not in this job.
As a reporter. Does that mean it's your fault?
Could be. Could be. I always felt like it was my fault. I never went to Iron Bowls or anything. I was like, let's just stay at home on those.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. I still remember, what was your first year, Jeffrey? Covering
04. Natties.
So your first year, I was curious. So your first year was 04. Mine was 10. I'm like,
no shit.
I'm like, I covered 10. I was like, is this undefeated Heisman Trophy, NCAA investigation, national championship? I'm like, do I just quit? What do I do now? And then 2 years later, the worst season in the history of the program. I was like, all right, well, it covers it.
So y'all are just like Gus then. You start off with the hot season and then it just kind of goes down from there. Well, I don't know. Jeffrey, you've seen some good seasons covering Auburn.
Yeah, man. 04 was 06 or 07. It was 07, I think, was good.
06 was good. 11 wins.
Okay.
Cotton Bowl.
Oh, 05, that was the one. That was the one. Yeah, went to Dallas.
Did you go to that Nebraska game? It's cold, wasn't it?
It was the best bowl game I've ever, even in my 20-plus years of doing this, that was the best the media was ever treated. We were in the team hotel, dude. We were there was free liquor down in the Cotton Bowl put it on, son.
Killed it.
And we had great gift bags and stuff. It was fantastic. Best we've been treated. We had a ball in the ballroom.
The OG Cotton Bowl. I remember watching that game. It was cold. I think it was a cold day in Dallas, and Auburn pulled that one out. 05 was a great season. They just screwed up the bowl game. But that team was really, really good. Lost in Baton Rouge with some missed field goals, and then they had who else? They were 9-2 or something. I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway,
yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about South Alabama today. All that good stuff. Real quick before we get in there, let's give a quick shout out to Game Time, who is a sponsor of the show. Game Time is we've talked about it a lot. It's a really, really nice app to go get tickets for football games, concerts, all that good stuff. It's pretty easy to use. They have a 110% guarantee where if you buy tickets through Game Time and they're cheaper somewhere else, you can go back and get a refund. Like if you show that, hey, this popped up on another site, it's cheaper. You can after the fact you can get a refund and stuff like that. So they kind of guarantee you their work through that. And so I think everybody here's probably used it at least once to get tickets and has been pretty happy with it. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code ON3 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ON3 for $20 off, and go check them out, support them, and we would greatly appreciate it. Okay. Auburn, South Alabama. Let's talk about this game. Feels a little bit like Ball State, although South Alabama, I've always thought this was not going to be I've always thought Ball State's, even before the season, I thought Ball State I just didn't think they were. I thought South Alabama would be a bigger test. And I think Ball State was terrible. You watch South Alabama almost upset Tulane. South Alabama's probably got some athletes. Major Applewhite's the coach there. Paul Petrino, the OC. Trey Williams, our man, is down there coaching linebackers.
Yeah.
I hope people had a chance to read that story I put up. He is so awesome.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Love Trey. But interesting game. What's the spread in this thing?
24, 25, 24 and a half, maybe.
So
Somewhere
definitely less. I mean, what was Ball State was well over 30. Wasn't that spread like in the 30s maybe?
It was,
I think it was 38.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, so
They covered, right? I believe they covered 42-3. Close.
39. It might have been 40. I don't even know. I don't remember. But I think South Alabama is going to be a little bit more of a test. I would think they're certainly going to come in coming off that Tulane game thinking, listen, we can go compete. They're going to want to. It's an in-state thing where you get a chance to play against a school in state and sort of show that you're good enough to play at a place like Auburn. If you're at South Alabama, you have that element to it. Auburn wearing all white. That'll be fun. Homecoming. Fans in white. Team in white. That's an actual whiteout. So good job for marketing and everybody doing that. So where do you start? What are kind of some initial thoughts heading into this game? Does it feel just exactly like last week where it's Auburn versus Auburn, hone in on some things, or is there anything that South Alabama does, or is there any reason to go, this is a little different? Like if you don't come out ready to play, the first quarter could look like a slog, and then you'd have to pick yourself up in the middle of the game. Is there any danger of that, or should this be just sort of another game that's just a complete overmatch and it should look similar to Ball State, or what? What are we thinking?
It's not going to look similar. It's not going to look super similar to Ball State. I think that South Alabama is overmatched, but not as bad as Ball State was. I mean, I don't mean to take shots. I'm not trying to do that. They just weren't very good, man. Ball State's not very good. South Alabama is going to be a step up from that. Now, they don't compare to Auburn's roster. In fact, I have the two rosters side by side right here in the star comparison I did with just the starters. 82.83 3-star average for the defense for South Alabama. That's a really low 3-star average. And then their starting offense is an 83.37, really, really low. But pretty big step up from where Ball State was. They were in the 70s. So you got a jump in talent there. I think Auburn will handle business, but they're better. They're a better football team.
Yeah, and the line reflects that, right? I think it's a pretty respectable line, like 3 touchdowns maybe.
Yeah, they
24. What would we say?
24-ish,
25, whatever.
Yeah, about 3 touchdowns.
One of you've got Major Applewhite, is that right?
Yeah.
But I think, Justin, it is when you play a team like this, it better be you against you ought to be able to do what you ought to be able to do what Auburn did against Ball State, which is dictate what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think my biggest desire for this game is to see some just continued good football. I've seen some good football from Auburn. That was one of my biggest complaints last year. It was just ugly football. It's bad football.
Yeah.
I want to see, continue to see the turnovers. No turnovers. I want to see just some good football. So I like that it's an early morning. Get it over with.
Yeah. Love it.
Because there's some decent games on Saturday.
I've gotten to where I prefer that for these kind of games anyway. I like
It's
a night
the
game
best way
for
to go.
Georgia.
Instead of getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Well, listen, like the Georgia game is going to be a long night for all of us.
Sure.
But it's going to be worth it. That'll be great.
Yeah, did Auburn have many, if any, night games last year? Like that started at 6:30? Or were they like A&M, like they start in the afternoon? Yeah.
New Mexico was a late
Like
game.
the big ones were day. Like Cal was day. Arkansas was day.
2:30 though, right? Weren't they 2:30 window?
A&M was, but remember was that after the time change? And so it was later in the year, I believe. And so it got dark at 5 o'clock or whatever it was.
That's right. And then they went
finished
for
under the lights.
Yeah.
I want to say that game started at 3. I don't know why, but I think that's when it started. But you feel better about getting home at 2 in the morning after a Georgia game than you do after Ball State, which is about what time we got home. So, you want some interesting facts about South Alabama?
I mean, sure.
Because I've got them.
Okay, what you got?
I got 2. I gave you one last week, Justin. Jeffrey, you weren't here, but Ball State had a player on its roster, and I think he started from Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
And that was Avery Stewart. Do you remember Avery Stewart?
Vaguely.
Montgomery Academy. I think he played for Montgomery Academy. Anyway, he was for Ball State. He transferred there. So, do you know who South Alabama's backup left tackle is?
Hell no.
Daniel Foster Allen.
Now, that sounds familiar.
He was a defensive end.
He's their backup left tackle. Not their
You know
starter.
what? I wonder. I want to know. Was that a Harsin sign?
No, I believe that was Gus.
I believe you're right. Let me see.
I think he's been around as long as Zykeivous Walker and Tate Johnson and that crew.
He was class of. I don't know.
Like 2018 or 2019. Had to be.
He was a class of 2019. He enrolled at Auburn in February of 19.
Played for St. Paul's.
Committed to Auburn in January of 12th, 2022.
There you go. So he is the backup left tackle for South Alabama. He was listed as the starter at one point, but has been beaten out by another guy. I thought their quarterback starter was going to be Zach Pyron. Like he was a transfer from I think Minnesota, and everybody was like, yeah. But Bishop Davenport is the starter for South Alabama. Interesting note on him: one site ranked him way higher than the others. Was the total outlier. Everybody else was like an 83 3-star. This site was an 89 3-star, right on the verge of a 4, and that would be when On3 was doing rankings, which is now Rivals. So they were the outlier for this guy. And I'm going to tell you, his game tape against Tulane is pretty good. This is a running quarterback. He's a big guy.
Oh.
And they love the design QB runs. They scored on a couple. So
this is South Alabama guy?
Yes, he's their
starter. That'll be good. That'll be good for Auburn before they play Mateer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a little test on that. It's going to be more of a test than what Ball State was able to give you with Kyle Kelly. Even though that guy is a runner, he couldn't get free. I think we'll find out a little bit how good Auburn is at caging the quarterback, containing the quarterback, because this guy, pretty dynamic. I mean, he gave Tulane problems, and Tulane's pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're a good team. That was impressive. I mean, Tulane's they're not a world beater, but they're a good football team. And for South Alabama to go toe to toe, I mean, just imagine if Tulane was coming in here. Let's say Tulane's better than South Alabama, but let's say those two teams clearly, from what you saw on the field, maybe aren't that far apart. If Tulane was coming in here, you'd be like, decent little game, you know? So
yeah.
I don't think it's wrong to look at South Alabama like that.
Shoot, if Auburn was playing Tulane right now, you wouldn't be worried necessarily. It would feel a lot like Baylor. It'd feel a lot like that game. That's pretty close.
I'm looking through some of the game notes. South Alabama was the 12th in-state team to play Auburn. That's a shout out to Auburn. Like, Auburn's done a good job. We know Alabama doesn't do that, so I kind of give Auburn credit for playing Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Samford,
Jack State,
South Alabama, Jack State, like down the line.
They've never played South Alabama, right? This
which is surprise. First ever meeting between these teams. Auburn 63-4-1 against everybody else in the state. Let's see what else.
Have they played UAB?
I think just the one time in '96.
Okay,
or 90. I think it was '96.
I wonder who the 4 losses were.
I know.
No telling.
Let me do a little research on that while y'all.
In-state non-conference opponent. Yeah, I mean, maybe back in the day. I don't know who that would be. That's an interesting. And 4-1, they have a tie in there. Where was Sewanee located?
Georgia.
They were in Georgia, right? College of the South. I always knew Sewanee, but I never even thought about to that moment if they were in Georgia or lower Alabama or somewhere. What else we got? Auburn leads the SEC in rushing defense, 30.5 yards per game. Playing Ball State would help with that. They lead the SEC in rushing offense, 265 a game, and they rank second and 11th. Oh, I'm sorry. Second and 11th in the FBS in rushing defense and rushing offense. They lead the country in sacks, or they're tied for the lead with sacks with 10. They are up there in tackles for loss nationally. They lead the SEC with 19 tackles for loss. So some pretty good stats going on. Of course, Eric Singleton's got his consecutive game with a reception going on 26. Yeah, I think the running quarterback thing will be interesting. The defensive lines played well. Let's see if they can kind of continue to dominate. What storylines do we have? You're going to have Jeremiah Cobb being featured. You're likely to see, certainly I would have to imagine, you're going to see a few more carries from Omar Mapson than you did last week, although Jeremiah Cobb could end up getting more carries too. Who knows how this game goes, but maybe it's a game where Cobb gets a bunch and maybe Mapson gets some late because Damari's not going to play. I will say Damari is, if this were Alabama, just like I said last week, if this were Alabama, if this were whatever, Damari would be playing. He's very close to 100%. They're being really cautious with him. He would like to play. He will be good to go for Oklahoma. So this is just they're being cautious with those stingers. Darrell Robinson's out. So I think the only thing to watch there is keep Jeremiah Cobb healthy for the moment.
I was gonna say, I don't think you want him to have as big of a load as he had in the Ball State game. Like I think they almost
in that game. Did he get to?
He had 11. He had 11, but he played a lot of snaps.
Depends on how the game's going. You mess around and
yeah. I mean, you don't want that to happen.
You're not playing crisp, and you're like, I'm gonna keep him in there. This offense needs to show some things.
If it's close, I don't think we see Mapson.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I don't think it'd be close, but it's like if let's say you're winning, you've got the game into control, late third quarter, but it's not been as crisp as you like, and you go and you want to keep putting the offense. Maybe you put them back out there for another drive. Like you want to end on a good drive. You want to see them sort of pull away a little bit, and it could be a thing where the game for the starters it gets extended a little bit further than maybe you would have liked or hoped. I don't think you want to see. You don't want to see like mid fourth quarter and you're trying to get that kind of one score to just, you don't want to see that. So yeah, I agree. I would want no more than 15 carries for Jeremiah Cobb if you can.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna want to throw Mapson out there and some other guys because they're not ready. I mean, I saw that in the Ball State film. They're just not ready, and the only way to get ready is to get thrown out there. But you can't do it while the game's at hand because you can't mess around. In this one, obviously in the Ball State game, they were working on some things. No doubt about it. They didn't call any quarterback runs. That's the best thing they do right now. They even really kept it away from the RPO game a little bit early on until it got to a point where the game was stretching on and you weren't putting a whole bunch of points on the board. They go, all right, let's do an RPO drive. Let's punch it in, get some points. And that was a clean drive. So I think they won't even mess around with that. Do you feel like they won't work on that stuff as much? Like they'll go, let's get out of here. Let's run the ball. Let's do what we do. Put some points on the board. Let's make this game shorter. Do you feel like they'll do that more? Or are they still working? Are they still trying to work on some things?
We lose Cole. There he is. What do you think, Jeffrey?
No, I think a little bit of both. I think they're going to get in there and work on some things and then get out. I think there's some things that they probably want to work on before they get to Oklahoma. You've got some good momentum going on the field right now. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been completely clean. You've got some things to clean up. But the timing with the wide receivers has kind of been hit or miss. Jackson Arnold holding the football a little long. Do you want to work on that? But I think the biggest thing there is to get in and get out. No injuries. Play some clean football. Get a win. Gain some more confidence.
Yeah.
And get out.
Yeah, I would agree. My gut would say clearly against Ball State. So they threw the ball 19 times on first down against Ball State. I remember writing that.
Okay.
And so that alone is just very obvious that you wouldn't do that against a big team. You're probably trying to run more. You're probably trying to get off to a good start. They clearly had no worries about throwing on first down, and if it's incomplete, we can come back and run on second down, and we'll be fine. I don't think 19 throws on first down will be the norm. So they were definitely intentionally trying to work on stuff against Ball State. I don't think that will be the case here. I think South Alabama's more okay. We're 2 games in. Yes, we need to work on things, but to me now you're 2 games in. It's just go be as efficient as you can and call everything you want to win the game. I don't know that they go in and go, yeah, let's work on a thing, because I think South Alabama's better than that. Auburn's going to win, but they're better than. I don't think South Alabama's Ball State. I don't think you walk into this game and go, I'll just throw the ball 20 times on first down, work on that a little bit. And I don't know that you want to mess around with that. I think it'll be more of what it should be, like whatever the defense gives, that's what we're running. We'll take our shots. We're going to run it like more how you would a normal game versus we'll just force some things, and if it doesn't work, it's okay too. And I think you'll have a little more respect. Maybe I don't want to say like I know they respect him, but you know what I'm saying. Like a little more respect for like, we'll just throw it 20 times and we can always
we'll do whatever we want to do. And
yeah, that's the way Ball State looked. It was like we'll throw on first down, fine. If it's incomplete, we'll run for 8 on the next one. It doesn't matter.
I really, really hope that South Alabama has a little bit of, like they don't play their defense like with that shell over the top where they're not wanting to get beat deep and keep everything in front. I hope they man up a little bit. Press.
I know, right?
I want to see that. I want to see it before you get to an Oklahoma game and it's your first time really trying it, because so far you've faced 2 defenses that they heard the hype about your receivers and they're like, no, we're not playing that game. I want somebody to go, I don't care about the hype. They're going to prove it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping South Alabama approaches the game that way, because it would be great for Auburn, I think. Oh, at least it might answer a question or two for us.
I agree. And I mean, now you're 2 games in. Maybe, maybe they do. Maybe South Alabama looks at it and says, hey, listen, we respect them and all that, but at the same time, they haven't exactly blown it out of the park on deep throws. Why don't we just see how the first quarter goes? Like, why don't we challenge them just a tad bit and make them complete a pass? I mean, look, I wrote about it a couple weeks ago. Like, even going back last year, I mean, that was the biggest negative about Jackson Arnold last year. He was unbelievably low percentage on deep throws. I can't remember. I wrote it, but I can't remember what it is. But it was one of the worst percentages in the country on deep throws, on completing passes 20 or more down the field. And I think 2 of his 3 picks were downfield. So like, he didn't have a great year throwing 20 plus last year, and so far they haven't had to. Not a knock on him this year. But they haven't done it yet either. He did underthrow Malcolm pretty bad in the Ball State game. So that's probably the big question mark with the offense still is, if somebody comes and challenges you a corner or loads the box or whatever, can you hit those shots? Because in the SEC, you got to have big plays. You can't just, if you can, great, but it's really hard to be super efficient and just kind of RPO your way down the field every game, every quarter. It's just, there's a lot of room for mistakes to be made, or it's hard to do. That's why teams sometimes will make you bend but don't break defense works, right?
Right.
So at some point you're gonna have to make big plays downfield against really good teams. So I'm with you on that. I wouldn't mind, and I think the coaches probably wouldn't mind seeing South Alabama be a little aggressive on defense, blitz a little bit. I mean, the pass protection hasn't been, tackles have not been great all the time. Freeze mentioned the running backs a couple times, like sort of a team effort in the pass protection. There have been some holes. So I agree. I think they're probably maybe secretly going, I would like for South Alabama to get a little aggressive on defense, because we need to see some of that.
Well, Freeze is dying to throw the football. It's killing him that he's got to run the ball so much. Yes. He can't stand it. But we did see Jackson Arnold throw a beautiful throw on a one-on-one matchup to Horatio Fields at practice Tuesday. You remember that, Justin?
Yeah, that was money. Yeah,
it was great. Great throw, great catch.
Shoulder.
Yeah, and it was an RPO. I could tell because of the run blocking. I could tell the way that the linemen were approaching that play. And then he takes the one-on-one matchup against Jay Crawford, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And they get it. They get it done. That's what you want to see in the games. If they're doing that against what you know about Auburn's defense in a practice setting, and then they scored on them in like 4 plays, and we heard Mason Murphy going crazy, like, that's how you start fast. That's good. You know how it was. So They are capable. I really believe they're capable. We just haven't seen it yet, and I'm ready to see it. I'm tired of waiting.
Curious to see who's going to be kicking.
That is a big deal. Which we watched that competition, Jeffrey.
Did you?
Well, I'm sure they had more competition after we left,
Yeah.
Justin, but they definitely did have some, like where Freeze is standing there watching them real close, and there were some missed field goals.
Oh.
Couple early. And then after they did tempo, before they broke apart, they did one kick. Everybody was around making noise. They blared the
crowd noise.
music,
Yeah.
and Connor Gibbs missed it right from about 40-ish. So Freeze said on Wednesday that they competed pretty well on Wednesday. They would sort of compete again on Thursday, and then figure out in terms of the long field goal. We kind of know McPherson actually, I thought, looked pretty good Tuesday when we watched practice. He hit one from about 40-ish. That I thought showed the leg strength. Like I thought he looked stronger on that kick than maybe a month ago, where he kind of barely made a 38-yarder with a little room to spare. I thought he hit one from about 40 that I was like, oh, that's good from 45, 47. So I think he's pretty good right now, 35 and in. It's just those longer ones where they're going to be unsure about sending him to kick a 45 or a 47-yarder or 50. Yeah. That's what they're trying to figure out between Towns and Connor.
And Caleb Jones, he was keeping track of the misses and makes, and I think it was Towns Magoo that had the better day with makes.
Early.
Yeah, when we were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So could it be him again? I mean, I think he's okay from his ankle deal.
Yeah, he looked fine.
So, and I watched that again. I cannot see his foot going to the ground, but I've heard that a couple times.
It didn't touch it.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the wrong ball. Maybe there was some lead in it or something.
Yeah, I've never kicked. I mean, maybe I don't know. Yeah, I guess they said he hit the turf, but I guess he could have just hit it wrong, and his foot could have. I mean, I don't know.
It's on tape for anybody who wants to go watch it. It's not like
I didn't see a blade of grass come up.
I didn't either. I don't know what happened there, but I think it's fine regardless. I mean, who do you think it'll be? Who's y'all's pick? Who goes out? Let's say Auburn sets up for a 40-yarder. Who'd they throw out there?
I mean, what are your options?
I mean, who would be the least surprising? Who would be the most surprising of the three? I think they're all three on the table.
Oh, you think McPherson's from 40?
If Justin felt that way, I mean, I saw him too. He looked fine from that.
Yeah,
that
40
distance.
and in. I think you're 38 and in. I feel like it's McPherson.
So it's his leg strength, right?
That's what it was always. I mean, you go back to the beginning of fall camp that was the issue. Like you watch him kick a 32 or 35 yarder, and it was clearing the crossbar, 4 or 5 yards, and you're like, he can think about when he came in. He's booming. I mean, as a freshman, he can kick 60 yarders. So that was the issue. He's just small. He's still dealing with that thing, and he just doesn't have a lot of strength. And I thought he looked okay Tuesday. I thought the strength. I think 38-ish, 40 in. I think McPherson would get his shot. I think it's beyond that you go. I
don't want a 50-50 shot with. I mean, to me, the least surprising on a 46-yarder. Auburn's got to have it before the half, right?
Yep.
46-yarder before the half. Gosh, the least surprising to me would be Connor Gibbs, because I would be absolutely floored if I saw Towns Magoo run back out there.
See, I think it's Magoo. I think he's the least surprising. I really believe they'll go with him.
Wow. I mean, you've got a 50-50 shot, right? With either one of them, sounds like.
It's not,
it maybe seems to me like the best bet would be Gibbs. I just feel like that's the best bet.
Gibbs, and I didn't look it up. Last year, I think Gibbs was pretty good from long. Like obviously, Magoo was bad last year. I think Gibbs was 10 of 13 last year, or he's not bad from long. He had a better year last year from deep than Magoo did. But I really think it depends on literally what Freeze said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think literally that's the competition almost on a weekly basis. And if somebody grabs a hold of it, let's say they end Thursday and they go, all right, over the last 3 days, Gibbs has been better, clearly been better. I think he gets the shot. And if he makes it on Saturday, then he's the guy. Then now you got to beat him out. It could be a week-to-week thing, but I think whoever sort of wins the competition, if they get a shot and they make it against South Alabama, I think it's now kind of their job until they lose it. Like, I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Like, somebody win the long-distance job right now.
Okay,
So we can have a guy and we can have a backup.
I've got the stats on Connor Gibbs. All right. 10 of 13 on field goals.
Gibbs.
Connor Gibbs, yes. Is that what I said?
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Okay. He was 2 of 2 from 20 to 29 yards, so he made both of those. He was 2 of 3 from 30 to 39 yards, so he missed one from that range. From the 40 to 49 range, he was 3 of 4. 50 plus, he was 3 of 4.
Damn.
And he hit a 59-yarder last year. 59.
Yeah.
And now, the crazy thing about him, he was 7 of 10 on extra points.
Wow.
Now, I think 2 of those were bad holds because we had somebody that was actually like a Southern Miss fan on the board, and they were like, "Now, listen, 2 of those were bad, like fire drills." Or I think they're counting them as misses or bad holds.
Sure.
He said he probably only missed one.
I feel like Towns has had his chances in the game. Now, I mean, obviously I'm not at the practice and watching the competition, but I've seen enough of him in the game.
I mean, does a made 59-yard field goal in a game tell you that's your long distance guy? I mean, that's got to be.
But I totally hear what you're saying. But but again, I go back to like Tuesday. They get done with tempo, one kick, defense is 5 yards. They're yelling, they're screaming, music's blaring. Gibbs misses it. So
what did Towns do?
It was just it was.
Oh,
guy got a shot.
It was
got
good.
a shot. He missed it just right. It wasn't a bad miss, by the way. It was like he missed it just right. But that was it. That was like you got your one shot, you missed it. Now practice is going to move on.
Yeah. It wasn't the only kick of practice. I mean, they had several, but that was
they could have done it later. We left. They could have done it again with Towns later. I don't know.
Probably did. I would assume they had a lot longer competition on that. I mean, that's points, man. You got to spend time on that.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jeffrey. Though I totally get. I totally understand. Hey, we brought Connor Gibbs in for a reason. Towns has got his shot last year. He missed a lot. Okay, we're not putting him out the pasture, but we got maybe.
And he had a shot last week.
Yeah. Maybe Connor. All right, you get a shot in the game. Like, we brought you here for a reason. Go. Here's your shot. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. And it is what it is. Towns is a guy that he needs to make a kick. Like, I get the other side of it too. Like, because Towns has got a monster leg, and if he just would get confidence, you would love that. But you can't keep tossing him out there going, well, if he just makes one, he'll get his confidence back. I get it, but if Connor's sitting over there with a leg too, give him a shot.
I can tell you just from Ball State, he's got a leg. He put it in the end zone a couple times. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
If you can put it in the end zone every time, you are doing something.
Yeah. He's got a cannon. Towns has just got a.
Yeah,
never missed a field goal or extra point in high school, if I'm not mistaken.
He's incredible.
Weird. I went to Auburn Hoover one night to watch Bradley Shaw. That was at Hoover, and Towns had a huge. He hit a 60-yarder that night. I think won them the game off of his leg. So it's
No, never mind. Yeah,
I was like, man, that guy. And then he ended up being a big target for Auburn. It's like, well, I see why. I mean, you can watch him in practice and go, that guy is the deal. I don't know what it is about the games. And there is mystery. I hate to keep bringing it up, but around how his ankle got hurt and the miss this week, I watched it 100 times. It's strange, man.
Yeah, because he came up. I mean, as soon as he came up, he was something shot through. I mean, he was limping.
I don't know.
Something weird. Well, we'll watch that. What else are we looking for? Deuce night. We'll see if Deuce gets back in there and looks a little
Omar
better.
Mapson. Omar Mapson.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. Man, he was not. So 2 plays. I did what I'm calling the garbage time film. No offense to those guys, but that's just what it is.
That's fair.
There were 2 plays where he was. I feel pretty. I'm not in the huddle. I don't know what they're calling, but I feel pretty sure he's supposed to help. in pass protection. He just ran
He
by.
didn't.
But I mean, he's been there for a month. How do you know?
Yeah, you're right.
You don't know yet. It's not his fault, but I'm telling you, and Justin
It
saw
might be his fault. I mean, hold up now. I mean, like, don't
Well,
just give him a pass.
You
What
know
is he like 15?
You know they told him.
Dude can't even drive a car right now.
Yeah. No, we saw it though Tuesday, Justin. They were on him. They were really on him. I mean, Derek Nix got in his face. The other running backs coach, Michael Spurlock, yelled, stay on your feet, run through contact. What are you doing? Getting on him. In other words, going like, do you understand you're about to play? Do you understand that? And we have to have it. You don't have a choice. Like Auburn's running back room is really, really thin. It has like Damari will be fine. He's going to be okay. Darrell Robinson, I think he'll be fine in a few weeks. But you lose one guy, and all of a sudden you're really thin there. Like, how long, Jeffrey, have we been clamoring? Like, let's put some investment on getting this running back room. And there's nothing wrong with the guys in it right now. It's just having it right to where you lose a guy, you're still fine.
Having it ready.
Yeah, look at Florida State's. They got Usman Chroma. They got another guy, Caden something. They got Roydell Williams. They got another one that's really good. They got 4 guys that they rolled in there against Alabama at different times. They're like, if one of those guys goes down, they're fine. They're not worried at all. You kind of wish Auburn had that, but I just don't think they do.
Yeah, I feel like you need 3. I mean, I think you need 3. You need 3 that you could pretty much count on. I'm not saying your number 3 has to be as good as your number 1, but I'd love to have 3, and I think Auburn's got 2.
I think I will say this. I talked to Damari. I mean, I think he could go if they absolutely had him, at least according to him.
Sure.
But you don't want to play him. You want him to you want him to be 100 come Oklahoma.
Yeah, and
so you got your walk on, right? Who was the
Yeah, no, he's Justin Jones.
Justin Jones, yeah.
Been hearing about that guy for years now. I mean, for 2 or 3 years since he's been at Auburn, how good of a walk on he was, which I think he's actually on scholarship now. But
yes.
He might even go in before Mapson. Like, I think they trust him.
Yeah, I've heard positive remarks about him.
Always positive.
Yeah, for years. Yeah,
and he plays special teams. I think he's like on the kickoff team and kick return and other things. So they trust him to be in there. But yeah.
Yeah, I think another big game. I think Cobb's in for another big game. He went for 11. I think he went 11 for 121 last week. I think what's happening is Damari's going to come back against Oklahoma. I guess they're not going to penalize Damari. I think Oklahoma could look similar to Baylor, where Cobb and Alston are just splitting carries or whatever. But it's not a bad thing that Cobb's maybe getting a few more early. I mean, just because I think he's been limited on carries his first 2 years. It's not the worst thing in the world that he's getting 11 and maybe he gets 15 this game and can get a little rolling. I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
No, they were definitely throwing him out there and sort of testing him a little bit last week, because I really thought we'd see Darrell Robinson earlier than we did, but he got every drive, every snap for the first half and then a little into the second half. So they were testing to see how he holds up, for a long period of time in a game. And he did. He held it well.
What else? We'll look at. I think Hugh Freeze was not overly pleased with the effort against Ball State. I should say the extended effort in a way. Like the effort was good, but he wants to see playing to the whistle. Let's call it. Like there was a little bit too much of, get off your block, maybe a good first couple seconds, but then, hey, you could have blocked him a little bit further. Hey, you could have done a little bit more, and this play could have been a bigger play. And so I think he wants a little bit more get after it from the offense till the whistle blows. So that's something that we'll watch and see if the offense kind of dominates a little bit more, especially on the line of scrimmage. He thought they're fine, but could have seen some more effort.
Yeah, that strain is the word he used, and I couldn't agree more after watching it again. Like Mason Murphy, Xavier Chaplin, there was just a couple reps there where they got beat on the edge, and all they had to do, like, just lay out. Like, okay, you're beat. Don't give up. Lay out. Put your head across. at least get in front of him, slow him down, strain. That's what he's asking for.
Try harder.
Yeah, like, okay, you're going to get beat sometimes. Even against Ball State, it's going to happen. One-on-one matchups, it's, we're testing you a little bit this week and putting you in that situation more because you haven't been yet in a game setting. When you get beat, you got to – I would say Xavier Miller was pretty good at this because he got beat a few times when he shouldn't have. And he'd throw his head in front and try to get in front and dive and lay out. That's what he's asking for. He's saying that to his tackles, like, you got to do this. And I saw it a bunch of times on film where I was like, where's the effort? Like, you got to have a little bit more than that. And then they'd pick it up in the run game. They're obviously very comfortable in the run game. That's this offensive line's favorite thing. I can tell.
So what I was trying to look up my pick for this game, and I cannot find it at all. I cannot find what I thought was going to be this game score-wise. And so I'm going to end up saying something different than I picked.
Yeah, I probably need to find mine too for that reason.
Literally, it's like my Gmail disappeared. Obviously, we all picked Auburn. I think I picked something like – it wasn't Ball State 52-10, 56-10. It wasn't that. It was probably – I'm kind of in the 42 to – I think I might have said like 45-14, something like that. 42-45. Like, I could see South Alabama getting in the end zone late just because maybe they're a little better athletes than Ball State. So maybe they actually find the end zone, maybe 45-10. So not quite as bad as the Ball State, although Auburn ended up only winning that one 42-3. Should have been 42-0. Shout out Robert Woodyard getting robbed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, something like that. I mean, I think the defense – should dominate again. The defensive line is playing really well. They're all kind of bought into that rotation that they've got going on, and Vontrell's got those guys playing with a lot of energy. And so I'm still kind of on the, and look, the offense. I mean, Freeze got on their butt about straining. Maybe they sort of really come out with some fire. And so I would think it's a 45-7 ish kind of game, maybe 45-10. It's just stay healthy. I don't think there's anything that we can see, even if Auburn comes out and hits some downfield passes. That'll be great. All for it. But it won't – I mean, I don't know there's anything I need to see on Saturday to make me think differently than I'm going to think going into the Oklahoma game. Like, even if they hit some bombs against South Alabama, I'll be like, good, great, glad you got a couple of those. The way I'm sort of already looking at Oklahoma, I don't know that anything, unless they go out there and suck, that would certainly change things.
Sure.
If they go out there and lay in it and don't come out and play hard.
Give up 4 or 5 sacks and turn the ball over 3 times.
Yeah, do some dumb stuff. Yes, that will. But, outside of that, certainly, I guess, yes. But outside of that, I think it's another Auburn versus Auburn week where you stay healthy and
get out.
I think even if it's like closer than we want it to be, I don't think it changes too much for me. Like, I've seen them do it against Baylor.
Yeah,
it was a pretty tough game. They had to keep answering the bell, and they did, and I feel pretty good about that. So, I think my prediction was 48-10. 48-10.
I'm at 42-17.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this: what do y'all think? Who's Oklahoma have this weekend? Do you know? Anybody off the top?
just thinking about that.
I can tell you real quick.
What do y'all think the line's going to be?
-2.5 Oklahoma.
Ooh,
That'd be
Oklahoma's playing at Temple.
okay.
That's right. We mentioned that the other day. What a weird.
I'm embarrassed to say, but I will out myself here. I thought Temple. I thought Temple was in Texas. I have thought this for so long.
There is a Temple, Texas.
There is, but that is not where Temple University. It is in Philadelphia, correct?
Yes.
Am I
Monday? He's like, Temple, is that in Texas? We're like, what?
Like, that's Texas. It's not that far. Don't worry about it.
Good recruiting opportunity for Auburn. I mean, for Oklahoma. They're going to Philadelphia.
I can't be alone on that.
To play at Temple. The Owls.
Yeah, they have a home and home.
Odd.
They have a home and home with Temple.
Wow.
Random.
Auburn would never.
That's a random, man.
It is.
I think it's going to be more than that. I'm curious though. Very curious.
Could depend on what if Auburn screws around Saturday, but probably not. I'm thinking it won't be a touchdown. I have to think it's 3.5, 4.5 would maybe be my guess, but I don't know that it'll be more than that. I mean, if you get into 6 and people are going to think Auburn can hang, I would think 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, no more than that for now. And then we'll see. Maybe some people jump on Oklahoma or whatever. But I don't know. Auburn hasn't shown any massive weaknesses yet. We know they're there. I'm just saying nobody's super exposed them necessarily. They might look at the Baylor game and go, "Did they threw for 400?" Like, I mean, that kind of thing. But I think Auburn's shown enough for enough people to think that's going to be a 1-score-ish game. I would, as of right now, I would take, if it were like 3.5, I would take Oklahoma to cover. I think I don't love it. I don't love we'll talk about it more next week, but I don't know. I think Oklahoma is pretty good, and I think it's going to be a tough one.
It is. And 100% will be tough.
I think it's going to be harder than A&M.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way. Mateer scares you. He scares you if you're Auburn. He's good. I don't know how good their offensive line is. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to watch that Oklahoma-Michigan game, put it on the board, see what we find.
Oh, good. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, we'll put that together maybe Thursday. Maybe as you're watching this, it'll be up. So, but got to get past South Alabama first, and we haven't talked about it all on this show as we're wrapping it up. I know it's there's a dynamic that you hate when you play an in-state team. We've talked about it before. I just don't love that. I would like for Auburn to not mess around. Just run the football, do what you do, and get on out of there. That's how I feel about it. Is that wrong?
Not at all. What time's kickoff, Justin? 11:45?
11:45, SEC Network. And it's not supposed to be blazing hot. I mean, it'll be at 11:45. It'll be, I think, like 82,
Yeah.
When
I'll
people
tell you,
are
that day is 84, is it not?
I don't know about you, Jeffrey. I was sweating at Saturday at the Ball State game. I was sweating.
Oh, I was in the air conditioning, big dog.
Well, that's true. The walk to the stadium about whipped me. I ain't gonna lie.
I lucked up, dude. Have y'all ever ridden the shuttle?
No.
Oh, that's all I do.
Okay.
Are you you talking about the golf cart?
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, yeah.
I got out of my truck and I saw an old dude sitting over there. I was like, "What are you doing? Let me get on there."
Oh, yeah.
Me
They
and
drop you off.
see, me and Jason Caldwell, we're trying to get our steps in.
Okay.
We can't just be blessed like y'all too and just have these, this
Natural athletic physique.
Yeah, not everybody's like that. You know what I mean? I'm not speaking for Jason. I'm speaking for myself.
Jason's got the golfer body.
Jason, he gets them steps, man. He's lost some weight doing them steps. Same here. I took a page out of his book. I can't take the shuttle. Got to take the steps. Got to take the stairs.
This would be a good one to do that.
Brian
By the time we're going in 2 hours before, it's in the 70s.
Those would be nice.
At
that'd be nice.
10,
I'm still gonna catch that ride though.
So for sure. I'm sitting here looking, by the way, I'm trying to find these 4 losses in state. By the way, I'm looking.
Me too, I can't.
Did you know that Fort Benning, they're 1-0 against Fort Benning in 1922? I just thought that was pretty wild.
I'm willing to bet one of them was Livingston, West Alabama. I don't know.
I'm looking through. It's like they played Birmingham Southern once.
Yeah, I couldn't find the non-conference in-state losses.
The Huntington Hawks.
Nashville. They played Nashville in 1904. Just the city. They just played the city of Nashville.
Alabama State. Could it be them?
No, I think Alabama A&M and Alabama State. They were undefeated up at the top. I think
UAB
Sanford 9-0 against Sanford.
Okay.
I asked about Sewanee because I couldn't quite remember because they're 3-5 against them back when Sewanee ran things 100 years ago.
Troy? Have they ever played Troy?
They have not played Troy.
Interesting.
And that's one that's I give Auburn a lot of credit, but that's one though. Like Troy's been pretty good. It's pretty close to Auburn. That one's a tricky one because you play Troy, and I don't know what you get. That's a tough one where you go, okay, now hold on. We'll play teams from in-state, but Troy's a pretty good program. I don't think they need the exposure, and they're pretty close to Auburn. And I don't think we want to go around messing around and let Troy play us close, or go around and say that they're on par with us. Like that's probably one where I'm okay with Auburn going, nah, I think you guys are fine. You don't need to play us.
Yeah, ask Clemson about that.
Well, Auburn almost should have lost to Jack State. What?
Oh, Jacksonville State, yeah. I bet that they have. I bet that's where some of them come from. At least two.
Yeah, I don't see.
I don't know, man. 4. There's 4. Who could they have lost to? That's kind of driving me crazy too. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and that's not this the Sports Reference site I'm looking at doesn't even have Jacksonville State, so they're missing some stuff in there. So I don't know. I sure would love to do that. I'll have to text. I'll have to figure that out.
This search is pathetic. It says, has Auburn ever lost to Jacksonville State in football? No, Auburn has never lost to Jacksonville State in football. Auburn leads the all-time series 26-18.
Where
Though the two teams have split their last 12 meetings.
Is that
the only loss on Auburn's record against Jacksonville State occurred on September 12th, 2015. They didn't lose when they did they lose? Was that when they lost to Jacksonville State?
No, they beat them barely in
overtime.
In 15, it was ridiculous. Peyton Barber scored a touchdown late, and
27-20. That's right.
Zach says Auburn has only played Jacksonville State once, so they are 1-0.
Yeah, AI, you're terrible, dude. I'm gonna tell them that too.
AI is crazy, man.
AI is not. Do not trust that thing if you're trying to look up historical facts or data. I was messing around the other day, and
Justin, if you'd
I was trying to just like I was like, I wonder how accurate this stuff is. Let me look. So I would do like random stuff, like so I was messing around and I go, summarize Auburn's basketball season last year. That's what I asked it, and it said that they beat Kansas and UConn in the NCAA tournament on the way to losing to Duke in the Final Four. I was like, 0 for 3. Literally every one of those is wrong. You could have been more wrong.
If only you had gotten to Jeffrey before he told us the Dallas Cowboys were on Auburn's schedule. Because he saw something on AI.
No, that was freaking Caleb.
Oh, yeah. Caleb. Well, he saw it on AI probably.
No, he saw it on the corner. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you saw that on the corner and believed it?
Not actually the Dallas Cowboys, but close enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was every Tier 1 SEC team on the road.
All right.
Either of y'all taking Vandy over South Carolina?
I did not.
I don't remember. Like, literally, I did the pick 'em 2 days ago, and I don't even remember who I picked in some of these games.
I was sitting next to you when you did it.
That's gonna be a dog fight, though. That could go either way. No outcome in that game will surprise me. There are some good ones. Who'd y'all take in? I have a sneaky feeling Bama like whips Wisconsin.
Oh, I think they'll put
Me too.
On them. Yeah,
whips them.
Wisconsin's quarterback is out too.
That's the line for Auburn, South Alabama is almost. I mean, the Alabama-Wisconsin line is what, 21? Auburn's South Alabama's 24, 25. It's not much. It's a field goal difference.
That's wild.
Tell you, a very important game this week is Notre Dame A&M. You can find out a lot in that game.
That's going to be a good one.
I took Notre Dame.
I did too.
I think I did. I mean, it's at home, right? It's in South Bend.
People. I think Texas A&M kind of had a tough start to their schedule. I think UTSA, everybody looks at them and goes, but they're not bad, man.
No, that's not a bad team at all.
It's a good little test. So A&M might surprise us.
Florida, LSU, who's Arkansas, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee.
Hey, I took Arkansas on that
Clemson,
one.
Georgia Tech.
I think I took Arkansas too in an upset.
Arkansas is better, guys.
Isn't it Arkansas? No, it's in Oxford.
At Ole Miss, yeah.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
What do you think about Georgia, Tennessee? Any chance Tennessee at home against Georgia?
I think I took Tennessee. I'm probably gonna be wrong because that's a game where just it's like going against Alabama. I mean, the way Georgia plays, I would Georgia's probably the smart pick, but I don't know. It's some sneaky feeling that Tennessee's a pretty good little complete team right now. Georgia's offense has been sputtering, so maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year Tennessee gets them. I don't know.
They got a shot. I picked Georgia, but I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's equipped to Tennessee's been good, but Georgia's just dominated them for however many. It just doesn't matter. It's been like a bad matchup for Tennessee, but this year might be a tad different. I think Tennessee's equipped to be physical with them a little bit.
It wasn't in our pick'em, but how about USF and Miami?
Yeah, that wasn't in our pick'em, but what the freak? We picked like Pittsburgh, West Virginia. I'm like, I don't know.
FIU, FAU.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
FIU and not Miami, South Florida.
I think South Florida's going to get exposed this weekend.
They might.
I think Miami's going to run all over them.
That very well might happen. But hey, you got 2 out of 3 that were chalked up as L's for you.
I joked. I said if South Florida pulls that off, then they need to come out on Monday and just go and just go ahead and call out Florida State and go, listen, we'll meet y'all in the parking lot at this point. Like let's just take care of the whole state. Like I literally would just come out and go, Florida State, you guys want to go? When's your bye week? Y'all want to go? We can just make this a clean sweep. Like I would make a funny marketing thing about it if they beat Miami. I'd be like, let's just go 3-0. But Miami, you're right. South Florida's good, but Miami's really good, and Miami could. They're gonna South Florida's got Miami's full attention. I mean, and maybe Florida did, but maybe they didn't. Maybe they thought we're gonna come in here and do our thing. But I would imagine Miami's like they've got Miami's full attention, and so it could be different.
Definitely,
that's true.
And I don't know about Clemson, Georgia Tech. Like, didn't Haynes King? Hadn't he been a little health wise? Did I see something about him? I don't know. That's an interesting one. In Atlanta, Clemson obviously has not looked phenomenal.
Yeah, I take Clemson in a close one. They find a way. They just find a way somehow. They usually do.
That'll be it. Well, that's that'll be a good game. Any chance Florida? We're all just going LSU. I mean, any chance they go into Baton Rouge and that thing's really, really close?
Yeah, I think Florida's still fine. I mean, I'm not just selling them because. Did you just give a thumbs up, Jeffrey?
No. Did I?
It gave the
bubble.
Did it? Damn, I missed it.
It's amazing. I can't get it to work for nothing.
Yeah, go LSU, but that's an interesting one to see if Florida's bounces back or not. What's Georgia Tennessee? Is that a night game or is that 2:30? That's 2:30, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's 2:30. Which so hopefully the Auburn game. Like let's keep a pace with this thing. Let's be done in 3 hours, please.
Yeah.
Run the football. Run the clock. Get out.
Yeah, so I can
2:30.
Win by 1 touchdown. I don't care. Run the clock. Get out of there.
Yeah.
2:30. Georgia, Tennessee.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Are we good?
We good. We spent an hour on South.
Cover all the bases. All right, we'll roll. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. We'll have continued coverage at auburnsports.com. Hugh Freeze speaks on Thursday. We'll have stuff from that. See if he says anything about the kicking battle. Maybe they name who's going to get their first shot or something like that. And recruiting-wise is probably not a very big. There's so many guys last weekend. Nothing really crazy going on.
Mostly commits, 2027s. Braylon Outlaw's coming in. The Tennessee commitment, actually, is going to be in. He's
Pike Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I thought that was interesting.
I think
BJ Baghead's coming back. There's some tier 2 guys coming and some commits. Nothing big.
Yeah. Cool. We'll get out of here, everybody. Appreciate you joining us. Go to auburnsports.com. $1, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.